Okay guys, it's September 15th. Got Angelo over here. Eric is lost in the woods from Eastern Woodlands. You know those guys from the podcast, but we were talking a couple weeks ago about getting a bunch of cameras on the mountain. So kicking in this big mock scrape right here between two bedding areas, and gonna put up some stealth cams and see if we can't find some of these big mountain bucks for this upcoming season. So get this first camera deployed and move to the next one. Eric's getting ready to put one up here. So we're on this bench. You can see it drops way off this hillside, but this is kind of classic. North back here, west over here. Wind's coming down and then your thermals are coming up. This is where you get that tunnel here. Just classic. Scrape right here on this bench. I'd assume every buck in the area is probably gonna come through here at some point. There's a pile of new rubs the whole way down. So I'm gonna get a camera up right here and see what we can get. See behind us here, we've got this clear cut. Eric, you said this was this year that it came?
It's fresh this year, yeah.
So we've got back this way, we've got this oak ridge that we just kind of came up, and it's pretty far up that hill. That was steep, but I mean, this whole area is torched. You can see there's a couple small rubs back here, some scrapes. So we just kicked in a pretty good mock scrape up here. I would assume that buck's gonna come in here and get pretty pissed off when he sees that thing. So you guys have been up in this area before. I mean, you've got some history with deer.
So a lot of good deer on this ridge traditionally. I've been here about 10 years and every year there's a good deer on this ridge, multiple good deer. Yep.
Cool. So, I mean, it's tore up. There's a lot of red oaks dropping right now. So, I mean, the deer sign's littered. I would assume we're going to have a buck on this stealth cam pretty quickly. But we've got 3 weeks still season at this point. So it'll be pretty cool to see what shows up. But I bet this could be a good early season sit on a good, probably south or southwest wind. So we're going to walk back out this ridge and check some other signs.
That dark head is what I spotted.
Yeah, right there. The
like
rest of it is
I didn't see the body at all. I saw the head.
Yeah. A little one.
Gotta watch yourself when you're up in these woods. It's crazy. Not that cold this morning. He's ready. I can't believe he didn't rattle.
I know.
Warm temperatures keep them out late.
Jeez. Pretty crazy. Okay guys, day 2 here. We're back up on the mountain pretty deep. In fact, I've got a spot marked on Spartan Forge that's about 1.8 miles. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far deep. However, I probably got a half a mile until I get to the ridge I wanna be on. Anywhere between there and the spot that I've marked will be probably good. So we're just looking for the best sign, trying to get a camera up to get inventory. And then really these bucks are gonna be running any of these ridges if I get inventory and get them on there in October. So that's the plan. We're gonna take a stealth cam. I've only got one camera too, so it's gotta be the spot. And get up there and see if we can't find some good buck sign. Secluded food plot. Well, probably what was a food plot. I think they just kind of let it go with the drought this year, but we're gonna drop off this ridge over here. So I think we'll start finding some really good sign and get this camera set up. Okay, so we're dropping down to get to this. It's a classic flat. That is an absolute money pinch. Check that out. That is a mega rub. And this is kind of there's high walls on both sides. So this would be where they come up and down. That's a significant rub. All right, well, I ventured down there. It's thick. In fact, I think this is all bedding down here, which is good on a northwest wind, north wind, anything like that. I assume they're gonna be bedded down in this bottom here. If thermals are rising, I'm in a pretty good spot up on that top. So we're back in here. I mean, maybe they're not here right now. Look, here's another big bed. Bunch of deer poop in it right there. Rub right here. This is a buck bed. Damn. All right, we're in a good spot here. Old rub, historic rub on this tree. He's just been laying right here, moving back and forth, eating acorns. Check this out. Clockwork. Boom. Hammered scrape. quick. Here's a good rub, but you can see on this backside, these are all hit too. So that tells me this deer probably has pretty large tines. He may have been leaning in on that tree a little bit too, but I'd say it was still probably a pretty good deer. So we're gonna get one camera there really quick, I think. It's a good spot, and like I said, it's just inventory. All we need to do is get 1 or 2 pictures of them, play the weather when the season opens, and I bet we'll be in on them. So, all right, well, that's gonna do it. Got a solid 1.5 mile hike back out, but pretty encouraged. Man, looks good. A lot of fresh sign. There's fresh beds there. That's great. We're gonna get a good buck on camera there, I would say, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. You know, whether it's something that we're gonna pursue or not, we'll have to see. But what I am encouraged about is the historic sign. Finding that big rub on that trail that leads right down to where we put that camera. I mean, that's a big deer, I'm sure. Sometimes you gotta hoof it to get back in there. We end up doing a mile, 1.9, it was 2 miles to get back into putting that camera there. So I feel pretty good about it. And yeah, it's gonna do it for this week. And we'll see y'all next week.
Take me